There are three things we need to have when we want to maintain strong bones and continue to build bone mineral density. I'm going to show you what you need to have in your gym routine and the principles that must guide your exercise selection. Now, if you don't know who I am, I'm Blake. I'm a sports podiatrist. I work and teach at the university. And most importantly, I work with lots of runners and I work with lots of bone stretch injuries. Now, they are a horrible injury. When people get a bone stretch injury, which is the prerequisite for what we would call a stress fracture, we know that people are going to have reduced bone strength for a very long time after that injury because they have to have so much time off. So as a rule for everyone that I see with a bone stretch injuries, they must maintain rehab during the rehab process, but also long into the future, because we know that resistance training clearly builds bone strength. So these three things are part of your routine. Three rules. Number one, high magnitude, high strain. Rule two, do lots of variation. Rule three, do small amounts of loading frequently. Let's start with rule one. High magnitude, high strain. So I think magnitude is the total force, strain rate, which is how fast we load. So if I do a very slow squat, that's a low strain rate. Whereas if I do a fast one, high strain rate. So if I keep that momentum by doing it quick and I add magnitude, which is going to be more force, I can load my bones a lot better. So I'm going to come down quick and up quick. Now another way to do that is if I come down slow, I'm going to focus on that high rate at the end and coming up. Slow down, fast up. Now rule two is we need variation. So we know that plyometrics, hopping, jumping are really good for bones. Now if I hop on the spot, my bone can get used to it because I'm just going in one area. But if I challenge and add a bit of variability, I might go side to side, or honestly, I can just go all over the place. So instead of going on the spot, I might just jump all around. Now I might go to 2 feet and jump all over the spot. So I'm loading the bone, tendons and the muscles from all different directions, and we know that's very good for bone. Now the last one is frequency. We only need around 40 to 60 loading cycles per session of bone loading. So it's very important we do that amount and we have a long enough rest to let the bone recover. Now anywhere from a day to a couple of days. Some research in animal models would suggest 8 hours is enough, but for the patients that I work with, I say at least a day or a couple of days. So you might do Monday morning rehab with the principle we just spoke about. Tuesday afternoon, you might do them again, Thursday and then Saturday. So you're having enough time for the bone to recover. You're only doing a little bit each time, but you're using all those principles to maximize bone building. Now, I have to say this. When we think of bone stretch injuries, they are multifaceted. So there's lots of systemic things that can be happening in the body that mean for some people it's very hard to build bone mineral density. There can be some genetic factors involved. So this is not medical advice. And this is mostly as an educational video. And if you're someone who has a condition like relative energy deficiency in sport, if you're an older female or male who has osteopenia, you need to go and see a qualified health professional. And really, if you're anyone that's dealing with a stress fracture, you need to see a health professional because they are very serious injuries and you should see someone to get the proper rehab advice.